People sometimes ask me why I care too much about philosophy, making everything a philosophy session. And it's just very easy because I give them this analogy that philosophy is basically the foundation based on your living. Imagine you're going from point A to point B, from, let's say, Amsterdam to Canada, if there's a flight there, and there is gonna be someone who's gonna be the pilot of the plane, right? And what you do is that you don't know the pilot, but you trust that enough things are saying that this pilot knows his job and he's gonna get you there safely. And this is about life as well. Life is from point A to point B, from birth to death. That's everything either is dying or is growing and then falling to die. That's about everything in life. And most of the people go on autopilot in their lives. They believe in karma. They believe in some random god of whatever religion, or they don't believe in God. They have a belief system that they say, if this is happening, there is the reason because of this. Even nihilism itself is a reason that you say, okay, there is no reason in the world. And no reason is an anchor that keeps you sane regarding whatever is happening in the world. So you have a pilot from point A to point B. And every decision you're making is semi-consistent and coherent to that kind of belief system. If you believe in karma, you're gonna be less pissed off about people because you're gonna say, okay, some invisible force is gonna make it right. If you believe in God in whatever shape or form, you're gonna have another reaction. If you believe in nihilism, you're gonna have another kind of reaction. So basically everything is about the philosophy and about the pilot. So, but what happens in most of the lives is that they go from point A to point B without any crashes, without any panics, any kind of holes in the sky and whatever. They don't know the pilot, they get off and they die, and that's it. Because their dad said this, their environment said this, their friend said this, that karma is the way to go, like religion is the way to go, and that's it. That's the pilot you are accepting. Sometimes in lives, people go with the same idea, with the same plane, and they say, okay, wow, left wing is out, right wing is out, we're crashing, so we need a new belief system. Then they start actually scrutinizing it and adopting a new kind of strategy and philosophy of living, because that's basically how you say, okay, this plane is not gonna go to point B. I need to either know the pilot, fix the plane, jump to another kind of plane or whatever, because this isn't working for me. And these crises make life that you actually just go forward with the new belief system, because the old belief system was challenged and failed. And this is why taking as much risk as possible is one of the ways to test life and what it offers. Because if you're in your comfort zone is gonna just take you from point A to point B without you knowing anything about anything. Sure, it's gonna be mediocre because that's the safest route possible, but also it's gonna be bland because you can be the richest person on the planet and you can be the most safest place on everything, but because this is gonna be bland and there's not gonna be any kind of challenges to challenge you, to move you forward, you're just gonna make it from point A to point B without knowing anything about the plane, about the pilot, about anything in life. And these people are chronically kind of depressed because they go from this party to another party, and you go from this stimuli to the other stimuli. I remember this guy who literally, we went to this gathering in the Dutch kind of thing. It was about like a group research or whatever about environment and whatever. And I was curious how these go. I took part in it, and the first session was this kind of empathy training, kind of familiarity building, basically. And we would share our worst moments in life and our best moments in life, our happiest and our saddest memories. So there was this girl who was a Dutch girl near me, and she said that she had just lost her mother recently, and everyone was like, "Ah, ooh," all of the voices, noises that you make to perform empathy, basically. And but her happiest memory was that she got a gift from her before she passed away. And immediately there was this some Indian or some guy from like not Netherlands, that I think he was Indian or Pakistani, and he said, "I lost my poodle as well." To literally one up the girl on the misery side of things, because the most amount of empathy he got from people, he would just kind of basically be more popular in some kind of twisted kind of way, because the empathy he got for the poodle would be transferred to the guy as well, and it would be a nice asset to have in that kind of group setting of 50 people for the remainder of the sessions and the project. So basically, the guy says, "Okay," immediately says, "I lost my poodle as well." And the room shifts, because loss of human life and someone's mother is too kind of close to home to most people. So they immediately switched from "ah, ooh" to another "ah, ooh," but longer, basically, to show, "Oh, it's a bad thing, the poodle died and whatever." And so this took turn between so many people, like about 50 people. And there was this guy, 30 something years old, and his worst memory was one week that his girlfriend left to go to another country, or to go on a trip or whatever, and he had to eat by himself, and he was bawling his eyes out at 35, 36, 33 or 36, in between. He was bawling his eyes out as if he lost his whole kind of family in one accident. And this is what I mean, based on knowing nothing about life, because eating on your own and being alone, eating alone, like for 1 week, is not misery by any objective measures. But because this life has been so kind of super specialized and super kind of micromanaged, to get out of get rid of all of the misery and actual loss that most people have, the the, the degree of pain for the minor inconveniences is gonna multiply by 10, by 100, because this person is gonna have calibrated towards that kind of level of guaranteed comfort, that as soon as he loses that, is as if his whole family kind of got murdered in an accident. That's it. And these kind of people, most of them are friends of mine, or I know them, just jump from party to party, vacation to vacation, every single week, every single weekend, because as soon as the party stops, their whole identity is questioned. There is no identity underneath the dopamine dump. There is no person, there is no resilience, there is no actual flexibility and texture to the person itself. And this is why many successful people go on these kind of self discovery, whatever the fuck, journeys, because what this means is that they need to find the identity of themselves amidst all of the grind, all of the money, all of the whatever, because money is not identity, fame is not identity. What I have got, what I have, what cars I have, what watch I wear, These are not identity. These are things that you try to associate yourself with select few kind of reflection of identity that you have in mind, but it's not identity. And most of the time, these people are either depressed millionaires going and crying on Reddit, or they go online saying whatever this, that, or they get to money fast without deserving it and they kill themselves, or they become chronically depressed. They do the whole hedonistic kind of treadmill, or they get enlightened, go to India and do a trip, or they become monks and whatever, because there is no measurement of identity. There is no actual container to hold all of this new kind of stuff. There is no containment. There is no place to actually hold all of this stuff. So the stuff itself becomes the identity. And as soon as the stuff is either usual or you lose that, the identity attached to it get lost as well. I know so many people that are millionaires and they get millions of views every single day on their social media, and they have literally the notification of LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Facebook, school, YouTube, all of that on their phone, and every single comment, every single like, engagement they get is the confirmation of and validation of their identity, because as soon as all of that is gone, the person doesn't exist, because the person and the definition of the personhood to themselves is the fame, is the money. But there are some people that say, hey, money means that I deal with less noise in the world. Fame means I get my way faster and I can leverage that to influence more people and improve a couple of lives. Improving lives is not my identity. Like gathering riches is not my identity. Getting an Oscar is not my identity. I'm this person. I enjoy doing this. These are the kind of traits that I identify with, and these are the things that I see myself as. And these are just the flavors to either make this stand out, or extend the reach and range of this to actually influence more people in a good way. And this is the difference between people who have the superhero syndrome, that they have to control another's life. They have to fix another's life. They have to influence someone on some level, because as soon as that person is not getting that specific kind of result, this person has no identity to actually belong to. This is why all of these millionaires whose identity would be just money, get more money, 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 money. And as soon as the money threshold is passed and that becomes a paranoia, they find their own identity in making other people rich. If you ask Alex Hormozy, if you ask all of these like semi-influencers that what makes you happy and who are you, and they immediately say, I'm someone who has made it myself and I'm gonna make other people make it as well. They're identifying with making someone else rich, but that's not an identity. That's a borrowed kind of personhood, because the actual basis of your personhood doesn't exist. And but when you're literally talking to people who have a settled identity as a father, as a family member, as a human being interested in these things, the rest is just noise to them. I know this lawyer who is a great friend of mine, and he literally just identifies with the intellectual curiosity that he is carrying every single day. And I literally call him an 8 years old, because that's a childlike kind of fascination about the world. He has advised governments, he has advised literally fucking Obama, and he continues to advise people in the top level and influence laws and regulations on a mass scale. But as soon as you ask him, is this your identity as someone who fixes the world on mass scale? He says, no, I'm just a person who is uh, doing his job, as well as he's serving a couple of people in this kind of a specific domain, as well as a father, a husband, and someone who is just curious about things and enjoys the intellectual kind of sparring with people time to time. That's an identity, because you can lose everything and still your sense of self is going to remain, because your curiosity is your identity. What you do is just what you do to actually just express that kind of identity rather than be that kind of identity. Yeah, this was supposed to be a 3 minutes video for Instagram, but I'm gonna chop it up, I guess.